What's going on, gun family? Urban Gun Reviews, and today on the channel, in this episode of Friends with Guns, we got smart shooters. So appreciate you, bro, for
Yeah.
coming on.
Appreciate you for having me, my guy.
Anytime, anytime. I know we've been missing each other trying to link up, so I appreciate you carving out this time for me. You know what I mean, to sit down and
Oh, man.
chop it up.
That's the lifestyle of bosses, man. It's all good.
No doubt, no doubt. So the first question I ask everybody is, where are you from?
I am from Grand Rapids, Michigan, not Detroit. Everybody here in Michigan, they be like Detroit. Nah, I'm from Grand Rapids. But yeah, I'm from the southeast side of Grand Rapids, born and raised, and yeah, I'm gonna try to put us on the map because I'm about tired of everybody thinking we all from Detroit.
No doubt, no doubt. So now, what's the distance between Grand Rapids and Detroit?
It's probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
All right.
So it's not far, but they on the east side. I'm more in West Michigan.
Okay, okay. All right. So, how'd you come up with your YouTube channel name?
Man, 'cause that actually is the name of my company. So Smart Shooters is my firearms education business. I teach intro to pistol, concealed pistol classes, home defense classes, as well as some other tactical rifle classes. And so um, I only made a YouTube channel originally because I had people who wanted to take classes with me but couldn't carve out the time. And so
Okay.
they would send me questions and I would just make videos. And so it only made sense for it to just be titled Smart Shooters too. And then the YouTube thing kind of started taking off. Like I was
Yeah.
cool. I was like, oh, this is kind of straight.
All right, all right. So, what made you want to start your business up?
Honestly, man, I got a bunch of homeboys who, I mean, just throughout my life, growing up in the hood, man, like I got a bunch of homies that's not with us no more.
Yeah,
I got a lot of homies serving life. I got homies that got felonies just for carrying guns improperly.
yeah,
And so like in every one of them scenarios, nobody knew the law.
mm,
Like nobody knew the rules, nobody knew the proper way to do anything. And so like I really just got to thinking like I got to do something to educate people.
okay,
That plus when the pandemic hit, because before this I used to run a screen printing embroidery shop, and the pandemic hit, the governor up here shut down all non-essential businesses.
yeah,
So I got shut down and I couldn't eat. So I had to think of what do I do that other people could learn from me or
mm,
some type of way to make money. And I was like, yo, I could teach people how to shoot because I kind of do that anyway.
yeah,
Um, and gun ranges up here were deemed essential. So I was
okay.
like, oh, bet. So I went and got certified through the USCCA and got it cracking.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Black entrepreneurship.
Man,
Um,
the way.
yeah. So, how long have you been in the firearms?
Oh man, for years, but not the right way.
Okay,
Um,
I dig it.
you know what I mean? My exposure to firearms was like one day, my first experience, one day my boy called all of us and was like, yo, meet me in the hood. So we met in this little alley and he had the biggest 357 revolver I ever seen, yo. Like it was crazy. And then he was like, I bet you won't nobody shoot it. And then he cocked the hammer and put it in single action. And my man's tapped the trigger. He put a hole on the side of this building like this big, man. Everybody just took off running. And so,
Yeah,
but ever since then, I was like, yo, I don't know. It kind of excited me differently. I was like, I need to see more of that.
yeah.
So I always been into them since then. But in around 2018-ish is when I was like, yo, all right, I got to learn the right way
Yeah.
to handle firearms and not just yo, look what my boy just bought type of way.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. So, being that you do like firearms training, are you like certified in certain areas of firearms training?
My biggest specialty is the concealed carry and home defense training. So in Michigan, to get our carry license here, it's called a CPL. to get your CPL, you have to go through concealed carry and home defense class. And so that's primarily my bread and butter, what I teach, especially after the pandemic. Everybody and their mama wanted their concealed pistol license. So that's primarily what I teach. But even now, my bigger class that's starting to be is I'm also what you would call a trainer counselor. So I got certified by the USCCA to certify other people to become firearms instructors. And so it's been kind of cool, man, just getting people who want to get into this lane and being able to like equip them with what it takes to actually be a good instructor, because you'd be surprised. Like, a lot of people think you got to be military and law enforcement, and a lot of times people don't need that. People really are looking for knowledge and a little bit of relatability. So
yeah, somebody look like you.
Yeah, that's it. And so I've been blessed to be able to get other people certified into this lane.
Okay. Can you take me through the process of getting your CPL in Michigan?
Oh yeah, it's super easy. I feel like it's almost a little too easy. You really just take the class. You got to take 5 hours in training in the classroom, 3 hours of training on the firing range. They say you got to shoot a minimum 30 rounds. I make all my students bring 100 rounds, because 30 rounds for 3 hours is a long day. So from there, it's up to an instructor to determine what the course of fire is and if somebody's passed and they're ready yet. But after that, you just get your certificate of completion. You take that to the county clerk. You pay for the application, and then you get fingerprinted by the state police and just wait for it to come in the mail.
Okay. Don't seem that bad. Was there any person or persons or anything that really got you into firearms?
No, not really. I think my circumstances got me into firearms because I've always been into protection.
Yeah.
I've always, like, even at my church, I did security for like 4 years. I always been into protecting people. That's just kind of been my thing. I was the person in my neighborhood where, if something wasn't right, somebody was like, yo, go get Daryl. Like, so I always been that protector type. But I think as far as like doing it for real, I would have to say Coleon Noir. Okay. Like, as I started watching his YouTube, and I went all the way back to his old stuff, and I was like, how did this black dude like penetrate this industry that I felt like for years that we weren't welcome in? Like,
exactly. True.
It's still gun stores in my city. People feel like, nah, we can't go there. Like, so just watching him, and I'm like, yo, wait a minute, like, dog was working with the NRA. Like, how did
he was like they front man, for a while.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how did that happen, and so that was really, when I watched that, I was like, oh, if he can do this, like, I know I can.
Yeah, that's what's up.
And I don't know him, but I just felt like, it only take you to see one person that show you that it's possible. Like, once you see that it's possible, it's over from there.
Yeah, that's how I felt like when I first got into YouTube. Like, I didn't see a lot of people that look like us on YouTube, and I'm like, man, like my father-in-law put me on to Hitchcock, so I was watching Hitchcock videos, and then I ran across Coleon Noir, and I'm like, damn, like, this dude, he just seemed so knowledgeable, and he like was doing his thing, and his videos was looking good and everything, and I'm like, this is what's up. And then I ran across Homeboy Tactical, who is another black gun tuber, and I ran across his videos, and I'm like, damn, there is like some of us out there. So it really put me in that space where I was like, I think I want to do this too. You know what I mean? To start creating gun content. So that's all. Like you said, all it takes is you to see somebody look like you and stuff like that.
That's it.
It's a wrap.
That's it.
Yeah. So when you go to create content, like for your YouTube channel, what's your process really for creating content?
Well, luckily, this is where it plays like super dope to be an instructor, because most of the content I make is based on questions that I get, whether it's in my inbox, my DM, my classes. People are asking me what I think about a certain gun. if enough people ask me, I'm like, I should probably just do a review on it. Or people ask me, is 380 too small of a caliber? Is Ruger a good brand for somebody just starting? A video I'm about to drop tomorrow is what's the best girl gun? Because I get that question at least 20 times a week, man. People
Okay.
DM, what's the best gun for a woman? And I have to tell them it's the best gun for a man. It's the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like helping people try to understand that, like, it really just stem from people questions, man. There's a few videos that I do that I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
But most of it is really just what people want to know. And like, if anybody see this interview who thinking about getting into YouTube, like it's not too late.
Yeah.
But make content that people actually like want to see. Like that was my ticket to success, was I made content people actually wanted to watch.
Okay. I got you. So like, being that you do reviews on guns and you have a gun store, we're gonna get into that. I got some sideline questions, but so
Yeah.
like the guns that you review, is it like from your personal stash or is it guns that come into the store as well?
Nah, everything is from my personal stash. Like, cause I just got my FFL popping for real, where I was ordering stuff or whatever, even just like a few weeks ago. So it wasn't like that long that I had it, but I wasn't doing nothing with it because I wasn't
Okay.
ready yet. But everything you see is my personal stash, man. That's all grind. That's all. I remember I be having days where I be talking to the wife like, man, I know I just spent $1,000, but I got to get this gun. People want to
Right.
see it. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it especially Canics, man. Like anybody who want to get into YouTube, start making Canic videos. Your views gonna shoot through
Yeah.
the roof, bro.
The,
Like
the Glock killer.
helping her understand, like, I need another one. Like, I need another one. Like, it's rough, but shout out to my wife because she hold it down.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I go through that. Every time I want a new gun, I gotta come up with a reason why I need this, and I gotta run it by my wife. Like, look here, babe. Like you said, I know I just got this, but you care if I get this one too? So
Yeah,
I definitely
man.
feel you.
Yeah, and I shout out to all men who do that, like, because it ain't even a matter of money. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
really just a matter of keeping your spouse informed of what you do. Because if they buy into it,
yeah.
going to the moon.
Possibilities is endless. They're
Yeah,
endless.
man.
So I read on your channel you got a quote something like from the gun range to self defense, we will teach you to think before you shoot. What's that mean to you?
Yeah. So that's really what smart shooters is all about. Like, you got to think through the process. And so the reality of a stressful, like a self-defense situation, is you can't think in that moment. Like, your body is naturally just going to react when adrenaline and endorphins start flowing. Your body is just naturally going to start doing things. And before you know it, you're going to look up like, oh my God, what did
Yeah,
I just do? So I'm trying to teach people how to think before they shoot, not just in that moment, but before you ever get to that moment. Like, what does your self-defense plan look like? Like, what's your personal protection plan look like?
mm-hmm.
Do you carry things other than firearms to protect yourself? Like, I'm 6'5", almost 300 pounds, and I still carry pepper spray.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? I pepper spray somebody and walk away like nothing happened. Like, that,
right.
you know what I mean? Because the chances of going to prison for life for pepper spray is way significantly less versus if I draw my firearms. So,
Facts, facts.
like, trying to get people to understand, like, you gotta think before you shoot, whether it's the range or self-defense. Like, the range is even more so because a lot of times people just go to the range and shoot holes in a piece of paper. Like,
Mm-hmm.
think that they train, like they uploading it to Instagram, like, look what I did. And I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, you hit the X, but what was your form like? What was your grip like? Like, did you use your sights properly? Because if you just put holes in the X at 5 yards away, that's not really training. So
yeah,
I'm trying to get people to think, man, because you got to think before you shoot. Otherwise, you end up like the homies where you fighting for your freedom, and
right,
it could just get real ugly.
right. Now you also said our goal is to create a community of smart shooters. Why is that important to you?
Man, community is everything, yo. Like having a group of, so before I had Smart Shooters, I had my own gun club called Brothers Who Shoot. And it was just a men's fellowship group where every other Saturday we hit the gun range together and then we go eat together.
Okay.
Like building community, like-minded people prevents so much stupid stuff from happening in life. Like, you know, just being around like-minded individuals, and that's not just guns, that's anything. So like creating that sense of community for people, for the people like us, you know what I mean, who the black gun guy, who I'm in the guns, I'm knowledgeable about guns, but I might not be comfortable at an NRA mixer because I know ain't nobody gonna look like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so building that Smart Shooters community where people can come, they can ask questions that otherwise people would say is a stupid question. Like, I had somebody ask me, should I get a Glock or a 9? And I was like, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you gotta create that. I wanted them to have a safe space to ask that. So then I could use that opportunity to educate them and say, the Glock is the manufacturer, 9 is the caliber. Then these are the different models that Glock makes in 9mm.
Yeah.
Then they like, oh, but they can't go to the gun range and ask that. They're gonna be like, oh, you don't know what you're doing? Especially in Michigan. Man, right, they will kick you out of the range quick if you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, creating community is just it's essential to me because I want people to feel safe. I want people to feel like, yo, I don't have to be ashamed of what I don't know. In fact, like I'm around people that if I don't know anything, they're gonna make sure I'm straight. So
yeah,
like that's the environment I just try to create, whether it's my classes, our private Facebook group, our meetups that we do every month, like whatever it is, I just want people to feel safe.
No doubt. That's super dope too. What do you carry as your EDC?
So we in that I'm actually in the EDC debate right now with myself. So
Okay.
I carry the Glock 48 MOS.
Okay.
Which I think is a decent weapon. I used to carry the Walther PDP, but I just shoot Glocks just a little bit better. But because of capacity, I really felt like I should go back to my Glock 19. So now I'm just doing a bunch of different drills and stuff to see how is my drawing from concealment going up on target. How is that for my Glock 48 versus my Glock 19? I got a feeling I'm probably gonna switch back to my Glock 19. I feel like that's the best gun ever made, personally. I'm not a Glock guy, but I just feel like that's the best gun ever made. Like it's the perfect do everything gun.
Yeah, that's what's up.
It's probably gonna be that.
Do you believe in having an EDC rotation?
To some extent, I do. Because rotation for me really happens when seasons change.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when the winter came, or it depends on circumstances as well. So I own 10 acres. I got a 10-acre gun range, but I haven't finished building it out yet. So a lot of it's wooded.
Okay.
And we got black bears, we got coyotes. So I usually carry a 10mm when I'm up there.
Okay.
So, but I wouldn't carry a 10mm for your normal self-defense. It's almost guaranteed that that's going to over-penetrate whatever you hit. So, I believe in a rotation, but I believe your rotation just got to be strategic. Like, I don't think you should have a Walther Monday, a SIG Tuesday, a Glock Wednesday. Like, that, you know what I'm saying? It got to be some rhyme and reason behind what you do. Definitely. Like, if I got an outdoor gun, because there's places where you really don't want to. My Glock 19 might be too big to carry. You know what I'm saying? I believe in a rotation. I always be hesitant to answer that question because some people, like, they go crazy and they switching guns every day, and I'm like, you can't build no muscle memory that way.
Right. Do you have any shit hit the fan guns?
Man, yes. And my favorite one is my Mossberg Shockwave, man. I love my little stubby shotgun, man. That just with that bird head on it.
You got the 590?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that. That's like the perfect little 12 gauge for me. It fit in my truck well. It fit in my. It's the like the perfect size of a pillowcase. Like I love that. Between that and uh my AR pistol, I don't know, because that's really like, yeah, I have to not care about it like that. I have to just be scared for my life. Because
Yeah,
AR pistols, in my personal opinion, they don't have a lot of practical application.
no doubt. I can dig it. What's your thoughts on carry guns with manual safeties?
Never. Nah, it's really a matter of personal preference. I understand people who do the manual safety thing. I just can't. But because I'm an instructor, I understand the other side of it. Like a lot of people who advocate for manual safeties, they don't understand the physiological effects of stress
Hmm.
to your body. So, one of the things, the side effects of adrenaline is like the blood leaves your extremities, your hands, your feet, fingers, toes, and the blood, oxygen, and glucose all goes to your major muscle groups. So you could do super extravagant stuff. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's super dope the way our body works. But the side effect of that is you lose all your manual dexterity. Like
Mm.
at that point, you got to rely on gross motor skills. And I don't trust myself. If somebody had a gun to me and said, "Give me your wallet," I don't trust myself to draw my pistol, go up to the threat, and remember to let down that safety before I try to pull the trigger. Like
Yeah,
I, that could be tragic if you get it wrong. I just want to be able to point
definitely.
and shoot. Like, it's the same thing with carrying one in the chamber. Like a lot of people are hesitant to do that, but trying to rack around in the chamber under stress, like I mean, good luck.
Yeah, that was my next question because a lot of people are on the fence about it, keeping one in the chamber at all times. And I try to tell people myself, like, you're not gonna have that time to sit there and rack one and then to charge one
Man,
in there. And not even that, it's just like you said, is your body is going through so much at that time that you might not even remember to do it. You know what I mean? It's just like it's
exactly.
just adding more on to you to an already stressful situation. So I always say if you're not, comfortable doing it, then don't do it. But it's something that you definitely should work on building some
Yeah, get
comfortability with.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Like get comfortable. Like, and the thing is, a lot of times people, if you're scared to carry one in the chamber, that means you still have a fear of your gun,
Hmm.
which is okay. But at the same time, I wouldn't trust a gun is a tool, and I wouldn't trust somebody who is scared of the tool to use it properly. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's like if somebody was scared of using a power drill, I wouldn't let them drill nothing of mine. Like, nah, bro, you're
Yeah.
not. You know what I'm saying? It's the same
Right.
with firearms. So like it really just makes you I love not having a safety and one in the chamber because it makes you have discipline.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna just show off your gun, you're not gonna handle it any kind of way. You handle it slow, you handle it safely, strongly, and that's the discipline that you need to build anyway.
Absolutely. What was the first gun that you purchased, and why'd you go with that gun?
Man, the first gun that I ever bought was a used Smith and Wesson M&P 9 millimeter,
Okay.
the full size duty joint. And I chose that because it was only $250.
No
And
doubt. Shout out
I
to
just
Budget
wanted to
Guns.
get a right. Shout out to the budget. Man, I'm a huge advocate for used guns, but
Yeah.
um, at the time I just wanted to have something legal. Like
Mhm.
one of my guys had just went to jail for carrying a firearm that was registered to somebody who actually had died like years ago.
Okay.
I was like, man, people out here with dirty guns and this and that.
Yeah.
And I just wanted something that was just legit. It was mine. And then at the time I said it was only $250. I was like, you know what? Let's do that.
Yeah. Okay. Would you consider yourself a movie guy? And if so, what's the best gun movie ever made in your opinion?
um, I'm kind of a movie guy. But I don't think there is a good gun movie, like because none of them are realistic, man. Like the movies I be watching, like they be in shootouts with revolvers shooting 15
Right.
times.
Never
Like, you know what
reload,
I mean?
nothing.
Like I hate it. I hate gun movies altogether. But yeah, man, I'm not. I can't say I'm a big movie guy. I'm a YouTube guy.
Okay.
Like I don't watch streaming services. I watch YouTube all day.
Yeah. Yeah, when me and my wife be watching movies, and I be like, "Man, you see that shit he did with that gun? Like, you can't do that." She be like, "Just shut
Man.
the hell up and watch the movie." Like,
Yeah, my wife the same way. I be messing movies up, man, because I'm
yeah,
like, he put a magazine in a revolver. Like, how did that happen? Yeah, I hate it, man.
yeah. All right, if you stop YouTube today, what would you want to be remembered for?
Um, just always being an advocate for the people, man. Like at the end of the day, I just always like that's why I do everything that I do because I want stuff to outlive me, man. I want to be remembered as somebody who did everything they could to help everybody else. And that's just something I live by, man. Like one of my favorite quotes is from a guy named Zig Ziglar. And he said, you can have anything in life you want if you help enough other people get what they want. And I believe that the way I help people, rather it's getting prepared for a self-defense incident, helping people come up with home defense plans, training people on just how to load and unload magazines, like everything that we look at as little stuff, we be adding value to people's life. And so if y'all never seen me again, never heard from me again, I would just want to be remembered as, hey, he did everything he could to make sure like everybody was straight.
That's dope. That's dope. I like that. What is Rostic Arms? Can you talk about that and how'd you come up with the name?
Yeah, let's talk about Rostic Arms. So Rostic Arms is the name of my FFL. We are a '07 FFL dealer, which means that we have a license to manufacture firearms as well as sell them for retail purposes and things like that. So super excited. Rostic Arms right now is just a online gun store, but we are in the process of building our own firearms, our own line of AR-15s that will be hopefully available for sale by the summer. I always wanted my own gun, man. I came out with the name because every gun that you shoot is somebody's last name, and we don't even know that. Like the Glock family, like that's a family. Like Smith and Wesson, that's two people last name. Like, so for me, it was just like for our culture, like none of them are black families. You know what I mean? And so I was like, yo, what if I could do something to take my last name to the next level? And like I don't know how other people plan their finances, but like for me, I feel like I've done everything I needed to do. Like I wild out, I bought bottles in the club, I bought my dream car before, like I did all this stuff. So now I be focused on like how do I make sure my kids and they kids is straight? Like what can I build where they never gotta look for a job? Like they can just do what the family does. Like so that was my thing too, man, is I just wanted, and in my city, bro, like to be honest, in my city, like I got a lot of siblings, man. It's over 20 of us. My dad was out here. But we known for like tough guy stuff. Like you be like, oh, the Rostics, like, nah, bro, they wild. Like that ain't who you want to mess with. And I was just like, man, if we died today, like I don't want to be remembered that way. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be remembered as like, yo, like Glocks. Like, yo, everybody rap about Glocks, they shoot Glocks, they buy Glocks, not even realizing that Glocks are our family that live right here in the United States. You know what I mean? Like, and they kids and they grandkids and they nieces and nephews, everybody eating off that. True. Like I just wanted the same thing. I ain't mad at it. I just want my turn. You know what I mean?
No
like,
doubt, I ain't mad at you.
I feel like my family deserve that, and I feel like everybody's family deserve that, and whatever they perspective or like respective lane is. So for me, it just happened to be firearms, and I just want my last name to live forever if I could help it.
Yeah, I definitely thought that was dope when I was watching your video, and you was talking about like your last name and how you wanted it to carry on. You know, something you could pass on and stuff like that, and through the guns and manufacturing your own, start doing that. That's definitely something that we as a people need to start doing more of and start having that business mindset. And starting to want to build that type of legacy for our family and our children and everything like that. And
Yeah,
I definitely
yeah,
salute you for that one. That's and
yeah. I
wish you nothing
appreciate
but the best on that. That's super dope.
I appreciate it. I'm gonna have to make sure you get one so you can do a review on it.
For sure, for sure. Yeah. I was checking out the website too, and I was like, I seen you had them shadow systems. I'm looking to get one of them. I was like, I might have to grab one of them off you. You know what I mean? For
Yeah,
sure.
man. The shadow systems is definitely a beast, man. Like I love I love that. See, but that's what I'm saying. Like a shadow system is just a upgraded Glock. Like
Yeah.
that's all it is.
Yep.
Like that's
It's
see,
the Glock we all wanted. We all wanted
that's
that
it.
Glock, and then it just made it. Somebody else just made it. That's it.
Man, that's it, bro. Man, that's the goal. I gotta get to be a Glock, man. Like, but nah, them shadow systems is nice, brother. It's a little pricey for my budget, but
Yeah, no doubt. What made you want to get your FFL?
man, these gun stores was jerking us all through the pandemic. Like,
Oh
and
yeah.
I mean specifically black people. In my city,
Hmm.
I watched them charge people $600-700 for guns that they charge somebody else $400 for later the same day.
Okay.
I watched them hide ammo in the back until they crew came in, and then
Yeah.
they was dispensing ammo. It was 2 box limits for us, but it was 8 box limits for other people. Like I just seen it, and I was like, man, we gotta have somebody that we can go to that's us.
Hmm.
That just be like, yo, I don't need a discount because I'm black. I don't need a nothing. I just need to
Yeah.
know that I got a trusted source for whatever I need to protect myself and my loved ones. Like, and then my one of my mentors told me if it's that big of a problem for you, maybe you supposed to solve the problem instead of waiting for the person to solve the problem. And then I
Yeah.
thought about it, and I was like, I could do this. Like, you know what I mean? I ran it past the wife and told her like, hey, listen, I could be the guy that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Um, and she was on board with it. She was like, of course, what all women want to know financially, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I told her it mean a lot. Like, it mean I'm gonna have to break. Like, if you was on the website, you see the inventory. Like,
Yeah.
it mean we gonna have to break the bank, but it's gonna be so worth it, man. Like, it's
Definitely.
gonna be worth.
Definitely. To see, like, that's something that I like is, and I don't know any personally in my area is like a black owned gun shop or anything like that. Cause I'm like, that's dope to be able like to see your dollars go back into your community. You know what I mean? And help the
Man,
people who
that's
look
it.
like you and that came up the way you came up and stuff like that. Like I see like the black owned clothing stores and, stuff like that. But I'm like, to have a gun shop, where I'm like, I can go in there and just feel 100% comfortable to talk to somebody and to have
Yeah,
them kind of feel the same way and be able to relate with them and stuff like that. That's something that is definitely this a blessing to see.
yeah, man. I that's my biggest thing is like if you go, whether it's the USCCA website or my social media pages, like the reviews, like what people say the most is that we knowledgeable and that we're relatable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of my people from my old neighborhood, they know the stuff that I participated in. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
they know, yo, he understand the need and what I'm looking for. And I can also, now that I'm not just in it for a dollar like some other gun shops, I can be like, bro, put that $200 gun down. Like
Yeah.
that ain't gonna get what you need. Like you need this over here. So yeah, man, I love what I do and I love serving my community that way.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Is there any gun that you would like to buy, but you feel like the price is too high right now?
Whoo, the prices is high on a lot of stuff, like too high. It was the Glock 19 MOS Gen 5 because the MOS guns they just charging like I seen them going for $700-800. I'm like, this is a $560
Yeah.
gun. Why is it $100? But I just put one of them on layaway today. I found a good deal on it.
Okay.
So for me, it probably would be the staccato, man. I want a staccato piece
Yeah.
so bad,
I want to shoot
but
one
I
of them
can't.
before I buy one. That's a lot of
Yeah,
bread
and that's
to
it,
shoot something I
bro.
don't like.
And that's it. The same thing with the Wilson combat joints. Like I wanna shoot one before I just drop that kind of money, because if
Yeah.
y'all don't know, I can tell you, even as a FFL, the markup on guns ain't much, yo. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? So even if I bought it wholesale, I'm paying maybe $100, $80 less. You know what I'm saying? That's all
Yeah.
stores on guns.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I can't. I want a staccato so bad, and I be watching YouTubes, and they be looking sweet, man. I'm like, I
Yeah.
need one, but I can't see. I got a CZ tactical sport too, and that probably was the most expensive gun that I own, and that was a hard 1800 to drop.
No doubt. How often would you say that you clean your carry gun?
Uh, I would say every 100 or so rounds I put through it.
Okay.
Um, and I know some people believe you should clean your gun every time you use it. Some people believe you should never clean your gun. I usually clean most guns every 1,000 rounds or so.
Okay.
And the reason that I just like to give myself a realistic expectation, like I'm not going, if the zombie apocalypse happened, I'm not cleaning my gun every time I shoot it.
Right.
You know, and I want to know. It's funny you say that, because with my EDC, that's actually one of the tests I want to run, is how long can I go without cleaning it before it starts malfunctioning. Like,
Yeah.
I believe that's something I want to know. If I can get through 1,000 rounds with no malfunctions and I
There we
didn't
go.
clean it,
Yeah,
then,
you solid.
right? That means I can stop wasting time every 100 rounds. Like, I'm good to go. So
Yeah.
I feel like, that's all personal preference, but I'm at least give myself 100 rounds. I'm not cleaning every time I shoot it.
Yeah. In your opinion, what you feel like the best gun you ever shot was?
Ooh, that's a good question, bro. That's a good question. It's probably the CZ Shadow 2 or the Tactical Sport 2, either one of those CZs.
Okay.
Shooting those in single action is man, you literally just tap that trigger and it's firing, and it's so accurate. Like,
Yeah.
I used to think that, like, I used to be like, guns is only as accurate as the shooter, and that's really not true. Like, there are guns that are definitely engineered to be more accurate, and that CZ Shadow 2 is one of them.
I was looking into one of those too. They up there in price, but I was like, I'm gonna have to get me one of those one day.
It's worth it, bro. I'm telling you, it's worth it, man. And I don't shoot competition or nothing like that. I really train focusing on defensive, but it's so, man, like, that would be a great home defense weapon, and you definitely could be on target with that. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. I can't even describe it. Feel like I start smiling, dimples start showing. Like, that CZ Shadow 2 is a beast, and that tactical sport, that's a beast, man.
Yeah, no doubt. What's the best handgun caliber in your opinion?
Whoo, depends on what the purpose is.
Okay.
Like, it can't just give you, you know what I'm saying? I could say 10 millimeter because I love 10 millimeter. However, if I was thinking self defense, I think that's a little bit much. Like, so it really just depends on the purpose. But for the sake of the question, I'm gonna say 40 cal, because people sleep on 40 cal, man. People don't
Okay.
like 40 Smith and Wesson. I love 40 cal. I got a Glock 23, and I love that joint, man. It's still snappy. It still hurt to shoot, but I love
Yeah.
that joint.
All right. Best rifle caliber in your opinion?
Whoo, this is iffy. It's the same thing. I used to love 300 Blackout. Like, 300 Blackout was my all-time favorite caliber, but good luck trying to afford shooting 300
Yeah.
Blackout. Like, even my wholesale prices, I'd be on the line with the distributor like, what? It's how much? Like, nah, so then I built I built the AR chamber to 7.62 by 39. And
I've seen that on your channel, I believe.
yeah, and I love that joint, man. I think because I like AKs, but like I like looking at them. I don't like shooting them.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. But to shoot the same caliber out of the AR, I was like, I probably would definitely have to say 7.62, but you can get that for $8 a box right now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. The price ain't go up on them. I mean, it was a little bit. It went up because I remember what is it, like Red Army or some shit was like $8, and then it went up to like $12
yeah,
a box or something. But it wasn't bad.
yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of leads into my next question: AR-15 or AK-47 platform? Which one you prefer?
Man, we AR all day. The
Okay.
ARs now. So wait, let me get this right though, because I know my guys is gonna watch this video. AKs are definitely better running guns than ARs.
For sure.
Like an AK will run no matter what. We watched an AK get run over and still fire. Like, so AKs are definitely more reliable firearms. But that being said, who cares? Unless it's your home defense weapon, like who cares? ARs are way better, way more modular. You can customize them so much more. Like, and I'm big into customization, man. I love stuff that I can create, make it my own. You can wake up one day and be like, you know what? I'm gonna run this light instead of this one and switch this. Like, that's the way to do
Yeah. Okay. That's good. That's good. I'm an AK guy myself. I like AKs, but shout out the AR gang. Shout out the AR gang.
Yeah, shout out to them AK guys. I mean, y'all got the best running guns though.
Yeah, for sure. Dry firing to you, good thing or a bad thing?
Man, dry fire is the key to success.
Facts.
I hate when people try to say dry firing will ruin their gun. Listen, no, it will not. And if you damage your firing pin from the amount of dry firing you're going to do, one, you're going to be an excellent shot because it takes tons of reps, thousands of reps to ruin a firing pin. And two, a firing pin is like $30.
Yeah.
So to say you don't dry fire because you don't want to break a $30 part, like you probably shouldn't have bought your gun in the first place. Like you need to figure something else.
That's what they were saying about the FN 509 tactical. It was like, you can't dry fire them. I'm like, I'm not buying a gun I can't dry fire. I ended up getting one anyway. I dry fire the shit out that thing. Like,
man, you supposed to. Like what? Yeah. Like what's the point? Like that's how you build the muscle memory. So when it is time to defend yourself, you don't have to think about it. Like I couldn't imagine a gun I couldn't dry fire. Man, kick out.
Right? Don't even make sense. What's your thoughts on open carry?
I believe it's your right to do so. You just gotta be prepared for anything that come with it.
Yeah.
Like, I used to open carry just to prove a point. Like I used to go places like, because I'm black and I'm in the guns, and they called the police on me every single time. And then the office, like one of the officers just told me, he was like, ain't you tired of this? Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just as simple as, like, I was open carrying when I had my CPL. Like, I was just proving a point. Like, I got my gun and it's legal. And then it got old real quick. Like, man, you just got to be prepared for what come with that. Like, it's unnecessary to me.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of it myself, but, it's your right. So if this is what you want to do, go ahead and do it. But not me.
Just be prepared for Karen to call them people on you.
Hell yeah. Karen or Kevin, they be on the phone quick.
Man, quick.
Any firearm that you would 100% recommend?
No. Not a single one, because everybody's hand strength is different. Everybody's hand size is different. Everybody has different circumstances of what they need a gun for. Now, of course, the Glock 19, I would 99% recommend, but I wouldn't 100% recommend no gun because everybody's circumstances is different. And so I believe everybody. I don't even believe you should buy a gun before you ever shot it before. I think you should go to the range, rent a bunch of stuff, and see what works. But nah, no gun that I would recommend 100%.
Yes, sir. Any YouTube channels that you watch frequently? They can be gun channels or non-gun channels.
Yeah, well, for the non-gun channels, it's a guy from Detroit. His name or his stage name is E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher, but his name is Eric Thomas.
Oh yeah,
He a
shout out Eric
motivational.
Thomas. I listen to his
Yeah,
podcast and everything. He that dude.
yeah. So yeah, I rock with Eric Thomas, man. His whole movement, I rock with it. I'm about to do his speaker program,
Okay.
to learn how to be a good speaker. Um, Yeah, I rock with Eric Thomas, man. I can't wait to meet him face to face. I just want to look him in his eye and be like, I'm a beast. Like,
Yeah.
that's it. But as far as like gun channels, man, I mean, of course, I watch your channel.
Appreciate
I
it.
watch I watch Honest Outlaw. Honest Outlaw does good reviews.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, I watch who else? Like I had a feeling this would be a question and I knew I was gonna draw a blank. Like, I mean, I watch Colio Noir's channel. I watch a channel with man, what's this chick name? And I don't even know why I watch her channel because I don't really care for her reviews. But I think her name Yoki or something like that.
Yeah, Yogi Stirrup.
Yeah. So I really be watching to see how her channel growing so fast because
Blowing up. Blew up.
she running it up, and
Yeah.
it's some factors that I can't compete with her. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I be watching like because that's the biggest thing. Like I'm a sponge, man. I watch to see what's working for people, what's not working for people. Because I mean, I got a little success in this YouTube thing, and I got my first YouTube check a couple months ago, and I was like, oh, this is real now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's real now. It was only a few $100s, but it was real. Like,
Right.
so, but now I'm like, yo, I don't even got 2,000 subscribers. Like, I got to try to run it up. So,
Yeah, for sure.
I watch everybody just to see what everybody doing and see what work, what don't work, what can I learn from everybody.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I do. Like I watch like anybody and everybody really. Like I'm like, especially if I'm looking for a specific gun, I'm like, I want to buy this gun. Then I'm looking at any and everybody's like videos on that gun. Like I probably like I just got the FNX 45. So I probably watched about 100 videos on that gun from any and every
Yeah,
YouTuber that put a gun up video out about it. Because I'm like, I just like to see everybody's perspective on it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm probably gonna get it regardless of what people say. But I'm just like, I
yeah,
just want to know, what people say about it. So yeah,
yeah. No, that's
like
the way to do it. I wish more people would do that. Like, you got to do research before you be buying guns. I know how countless people who bought the PSA dagger and then tried to, hey, bro, you want to buy this back from me? No, I don't. Like,
yeah.
they should have got on YouTube and did your homework.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on the dagger? I'm looking into one of those. What's your thoughts on it?
Man, I did a review on the dagger, and a lot of people, I only got a few complaints with the dagger. It's really just that trigger.
Yeah,
I feel like it's got that same horrible trigger that the Smith and Wessons used to have. That I don't know, it's like a hook, and it's
yeah,
just gross. And then they got this weird little bump. Like I don't know why, if Glock took all the finger grooves off, why Palmetto would put it back. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, so, but other than that, man, it's super modular because it's built like the Gen 3, so
hmm
you can swap anything out on it, man. I'm not really against the gun per se, just the stock version of it I think is no bueno, but it's cool, man. Like I think it's a great option for people who can't afford Glocks. Like if
Yeah,
I didn't have them for a Glock, that's what I would buy because they $299. Like
right.
I mean that would be the move to go get.
Okay. How do you decide on which guns that you want to like bring into your store for the consumer to buy? Like, is it like based off of your preference? Is it based off what the people want, or is it just like how do you really make that decision?
So how do I figure out what to bring in? It really, again, this is another thing where I get an advantage from being an instructor. because I get to see what people are interested in. I swear I just turned that off. I get to see what people are interested in. I get to see like what people want to try. I get to hear their opinions on stuff like, and it's hard because you got to take your personal bias out.
Yeah.
Like my man's was like, if it was up to you, would nothing be in there but Glocks and CZs? And I was like, probably for real, but you know what I mean? Like you got to think about what can people actually afford. You know what I mean? You got to think about what a lot of people are coming for budget guns. I did my first gun show a couple weekends ago, and we sold more Tauruses than anything.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Shout
Now, for
out
my
Taurus gang
personal,
too. A lot of people like the
man,
Taurus.
shout out to the Taurus gang because y'all are the backbone of every gun shop alive. Like, because at the end of the day, you can't argue the price point. Like,
yeah. And they
is it
solid. They run. You know what I mean?
man?
I ain't
That's
had no
it.
problem
Like,
with mine. So
is it the best gun out there? Probably not. Is it the best $300 gun out there? Absolutely.
yep.
Like, you know what I mean? It's the same thing. If I had to choose between the Dagger and the Taurus, I'm gonna take the Taurus.
Yeah.
Give me the G3C. And then they got the G3C that's optics ready now. So I mean, like, it's hard, man, because some stuff you don't like. I have to fight people because of the Sky guns, the little SCCY joints.
Yeah.
I don't want to carry those.
I seen that
Like,
you won't sell any skies or high points.
yeah, man, because I feel like if I wouldn't recommend it to my students, I shouldn't sell it to anybody.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you get caught in the mix of if people want them, like, how do you tell them no, especially if they're trying to make you the dealer that they shop with?
Yeah.
And so that's the hard part for me, man, is like trying to figure out like how to take my personal bias out of it and when like my standard just got to be the standard. Like,
yeah,
it's real hard. And then there's always that guy who he about to put an order in, but he just got a question and he be asking for stuff that I be like, bro, come on, man, you don't. Yeah, that's not what you want, bro. And he be, yeah, man, I just wondered if you could get this, have you seen this gold polished trigger on such a, I'm like, to put in what, bro?
right.
Like, you know what I mean? It's a lot of that type stuff, but it's cool. You just give the people what they want, man, and realize that if anything is between 250 and 500, that's gonna sell the most.
Yeah. That's what's up. A couple more questions. I'm gonna let you skate.
For sure.
You said you got your FFL. Was it through UCCA? USCCA?
No. The FFL process actually it takes place directly with the ATF.
Okay.
So the way the FFL process works is you basically submit an application to the ATF and let them know I want to be a federally firearm license dealer, and they set up a phone call with you. So you talk to them on the phone. You let them know why you want to become an FFL. You pay whatever your ticket is, depending on what class you want to go with. Mm-hmm. That determines how much you pay, and it's not bad. Like, I think to be a 07 FFL, I only pay like $150.
What classification does 07 give you?
That is a manufacturer of weapons and pretty much everything other than explosives.
Okay.
And so even people who sell fireworks have to get FFL.
Okay.
That's all regulated by the ATF. So you figure out what you want to be. Most people just go for a class 1. Class 1 is just a retail sale of firearms. Like, I just want to buy them from my supplier, sell them to the people. Okay. That's what most people get. So after you figure out which one you want to be, send in your application. You got to send in like a passport photo. You got to send in fingerprints. And then they basically run a background check on you. You wait for that to happen. They give you a call. They say, okay, when would you like to set up the home visit? And then you set that up. a lot of people, this is where you got to talk to somebody who actually been through it, because YouTube had me scared for the FFL to come to my or the ATF, excuse me. They had me thinking like they was coming in, they was gonna search my crib, they was gonna, you know what I'm saying? So I was all nervous and stuff, only to find out that the home visit is them just explaining to you the process and the rules of selling firearms. Okay. They don't inspect anything. Like she asked me, you know, do you got a home or do you got any security system around here? Like, you know, we got cameras, we got locks on the doors. That's it.
Now is the home visit like even if you have like a physical store, or is the home visit either way?
It's either way.
Okay.
Because right now, like I don't have a building right now. I'm at the crib.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they come wherever you're going to do business. That's where the visit is going to take place.
Okay. Okay. So they don't check to see
so,
if you have. My bad for cutting you off.
No, you good.
They don't check to see if you have like a safe or anything to keep your guns in or nothing like that.
They don't. Nope. Not why they there. Like they there to focus on making sure you don't violate the rules, so you don't end up losing your license and you don't end up going to jail.
Yeah. Okay.
Like that's what they there for. I said she didn't take a look around, nothing. And my field agent was so nice, bro. Like that's what YouTube had me scared thinking about some militant asshole coming in here like, don't do this or you going to jail. Like,
yeah, that's kind of how I thought, because I was thinking about getting mine, and like I was watching YouTube videos on it and stuff like that, and I'm like, damn, they gonna come in, they gonna search everything, they're gonna make sure my windows close all the way and everything.
Nah, yeah. They don't care none of that. But like my man's told me, when they come to, if they schedule a house visit with you or a business visit with you, that means you pretty much got it.
Yeah.
Like once you get to that step, it's a guarantee you got it, because they're not gonna come out just for you to get denied.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a waste of everybody's time. So if they come out to the spot, that means you good to go. And they gonna walk you through, like she walked me through how to do the 4473s with people, how you gotta keep your books in, how you gotta log every gun in, log every gun out. Every gun gotta come with a trigger lock, like all the types of stuff that you just don't think about.
Yeah.
She walked me through all of that stuff, and it was really dope, man. Like she answered all my questions, and I felt like my field agent really wanted to set me up for success. Like,
yeah,
it's like, I don't want you to get it wrong.
Right.
So yeah, bro, it's don't you should do it. Like I definitely recommend if you got a passion, because the thing that people don't realize though is it's still a business. So if you not like equipped to run a business, ain't nothing gonna change because you selling guns now. In fact, you're probably gonna be more irritated because the profit margins ain't really there.
Yeah. That's what's up. Appreciate the info.
Yeah.
What advice would you give anybody buying their first firearm?
Go rent it first. Go to the gun range. Ask them what guns do they recommend for concealed carry, and then rent all of them. Make the investment to learn what you like first. Because I don't know, and it might be different in different places, but I don't know too many people who still have and carry their first firearm they ever bought. Yeah. Most people bought it ill-advised, ignorant to what actually matters, and then they shortly after bought a second one. Like I see it all too many times. Like that's the dope part too about me being an instructor is I got a set of firearms that's just for rent of just common carried stuff like Glock 19, SIG 365s, like stuff that people can rent during classes and be like, oh, I like this. Can I get one of these? And then I could like, let's figure that out. So yeah, go rent. I can't stress that enough. Don't buy a gun you never shot before.
Yeah. And last question, then we're gonna get up out of here. Is do you have a unicorn gun that you want to buy?
Nah, man, I'm just gunning for that staccato, man. That's all I can keep throwing out is I'm gunning for that staccato. It don't matter. I could see $40,000 in my bank account, and I'm still gonna hesitate to spend that much money on a gun.
Yeah,
like it's just hard, and that I ain't seen the value in it yet. But I never shot one, which is another thing holding me back. Is I'd be sick to spend $2,400 on a gun and don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be real sick. So, yeah, but other than that, man, ain't no real. I don't know, man. I being the FFL, I feel like I got everything. Like I got.
Yeah.
I done bought so much of everything, man. Yeah, shout out to Kennick though, because that Kennick rival is a problem.
Yeah. I ain't shot one of those yet, but I heard good things about him.
Man, listen, you got to get you, man. First off, that's my claim to fame, baby. That why I sold my Kennick to Mr. Glock. Now I'm back on Team Kennick.
Yeah, that's what's up. But appreciate you for coming through, bro. Plug all your socials and all your info before we get up out of here.
Yeah, man. So, Smart Shooters LLC. That's on Instagram. That's on YouTube. That's on Facebook. Rostic Arms. That's on Facebook. That's on YouTube. No, sorry, not YouTube. It's on Instagram. I can't make another YouTube page. I just ain't got it in me. I already got the movement moving on Smart Shooters, but that's Rostic Arms. It's ROSTICARMS. Definitely check us out. If you want to connect and tap in with me personally, it's Daryl Rostic on all social media platforms. Yeah, bro, thanks for having me, man. I rock with what you do. I look up to you, man. It was definitely was an honor to be on your show.
I appreciate it, man. I apologize for all the miscommunication and me missing the.
Come on, man. That's the lifestyle of the bosses, baby.
Yeah. But definitely check him out on Instagram. Check him out on YouTube. Go to his website, rosticarms.com. I checked it out.
Rosticarms.com, baby.
Tons of heat on there, man. He got that heat for you if you want it. Shout out all the Daryls, too, you know, because I'm a Daryl, too. I seen that your name was Daryl, so shout out all the Daryls, you know what I mean? Yeah, but Daryl, I appreciate you, bro. For real. We got to link up one day.
For sure. I appreciate you.
Anytime, man. Be safe out there.
Likewise.